Hello guys, this is Arcana the Illusionist bringing you another mini podcast. It's a personal podcast, but I'm borrowing my group podcast team, which is Silent Party, and this can be an official podcast, which will be our 25th podcast. And today, guys, we will be interviewing another VTuber for the day, and he is my fellow VTuber as well, which I just recently met through online through one of my VTuber friends as well, guys. So basically, guys, just a reminder that this is a recorded podcast. So basically, it's not live. So that's why if you're wondering that why you can only see a few overlays, it's not like the other podcast before, because as I said, this is a recorded podcast because this is not a scheduled podcast. This is my own personal podcast, but I'm gonna still upload it to our respective group YouTube channel as well as to our Spotify. So right guys, in a few minutes we will start. So give us a minute, guys. Enjoy first the relaxing music. Hello, guys. Welcome once again. I am your host, Ar- Arcana the Illusionist, guys, and we will be currently it's already 8:30 p.m. and it's still the exact time for the guest to be up here, guys. So, without further ado, guys, I'm gonna transfer her to the channel, guys. Where was it? Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Mm. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, what about you?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay.
All right. So, welcome to the mini podcast. Um, Miss Miss IRL, right?
You can just call me Eerie.
Eerie. Okay, Eerie. Sorry for that. I kind of forgot. Right.
No worries. Hold on. I'm still adjusting the.
Mm.
Yeah, okay, I'm ready. Yeah, I am.
All right. That's good. So, before we will I'm gonna ask you to reveal your YouTuber avatar. Can you tell us a little more about yourself?
My
Oh,
introduction, you mean?
yeah. Yes,
Okay.
introduction.
This is gonna be very difficult since communication is the hardest one for me.
Yep.
Hello. I'm not Elisa, an Android virtual YouTuber.
Yes. And
I I am
mm-hmm.
obsessed with the color pink. That's the introduction.
Okay, that was a simple introduction, guys, and that is the VTuber avatar of our guest for today. So a lovely girl. A lovely girl, a lovely
yeah,
girl
yeah.
is a sauce. Okay, okay, guys. So one rule of a VTuber is that you the gender doesn't matter. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So the gender doesn't matter, and yeah, the reason why I also choose this avatar, guys, because I cannot find any avatar that matches my name. So yeah, that's why I am forced to use this. But enough for that is how are you today, Erie?
Okay, so as of right now, I'm slightly fine.
Slightly.
I'm doing so much as of recent, but I am going through all of them
Mm,
and I can get past through all of them. I have
mm,
felt my challenges since day
mm,
one, and
mm.
I can assure you that I will get through all of them.
That's the spirit. Every person, every human being should do that. Every challenge along the way should be passed. No challenges cannot be passed alone. That's a great. You're being positive despite all the challenges, the hard challenges and stuff like that. You still choose to be positive, which is really good. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's best to be very optimistic at times. You can be negative, just not too negative. You gotta
Mm.
keep yourself very positive for your hearts to flutter.
Agreed. That's a good advice. So guys, remember guys, be positive always. As much as you can, be positive. Don't be
Yeah,
too negative because once you're being a negative, it's really hard to pass the day, right? So
true.
it's really hard to pass the day if you're being negative. So if you have a little positive, let it out. Let out the positive energy. Don't let the negative energy pass out. Right? So
Yeah.
so much for the first icebreaker round. All right.
Icebreaker.
Yeah, that was an icebreaker. It's still not, it's not yet the real formal interview question. So we'll move on to our second icebreaker question, which is a fast talk. I'm sure you're familiar with a fast talk.
Pasta?
Yes, a fast talk. So I'm gonna time for like a minute. So I'm gonna ask like 10 questions. So if
Ooh.
you if you cannot answer, then you can pass. Then we can just go back to that question if I still remember the question.
Do you want me to write it down?
No, 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 it's okay, it's okay. Actually, fast talk is should not be written. It's a kind of like an impromptu one. So it's
Ooh.
really not a
Okay.
scheduled. Mm-mm.
I
Right?
get you.
So
I get you.
I'm gonna set a timer to 1 minute. Right?
All right.
So 1 minute
Start.
starts now. Okay, first question. Girl or boy VTuber?
Go VTuber. No doubt.
Hololive or Nijisani?
Neither.
Uh, Minato Aqua or Tokinosora?
Aqua.
Um, favorite anime?
Food Wars.
Least favorite anime?
None.
Favorite K-pop?
None.
Favorite VTuber?
Everyone.
Least favorite VTuber?
None.
The person inspired you the most?
Every VTuber, even the Malaysian VTuber. Yes. All of them.
Embarrassing situation you did as a VTuber?
Pass. More on detail later.
All right. Okay, that's a fast talk, right? Okay.
Yep.
All right. So you just passed one, all right? Okay,
Yeah.
guys. So the icebreaker is finally done. We will move on to the serious topics for the formal podcast. So,
Yes.
all right. So first question is that of course, what you pass the embarrassing you did as a VTuber. We will start with that question. Why? What is
Okay.
the what
This
is that situation?
is. I think. You want to know why I passed this? Because you can't just explain in the fastest talk possible.
You can summary
Because
in one sentence.
not even one sentence. It is so embarrassing. You'll need to write two sentences or more than that.
What? Two sentences. Two
Okay,
sentences.
so before I got before my 3D when I was a PNG, I've
Mm-mm.
had so much out of context clips and somehow made it much worse and embarrassing as it should have been.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. That was really embarrassing.
Yeah.
I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh my god, that explains why you can explain in pasto, okay? All right. All right, understandable, understandable. Okay, I've not been a VTuber for long, but I understand that situation. That situation, all right.
Same goes for me actually. I haven't been a VTuber for 3 years since I started YouTube live streaming.
Mm,
Then I
mm,
switched to Twitch after 3 years, I believe.
I see, I see. That's great. That's great. So yeah, you said you transition from YouTube to Twitch. What made you transition from YouTube to Twitch?
Okay, so co- like unlike other VTubers, mine was a bit different. At least I think so because for
Mm,
me, YouTube was the main starting point of how I live streamed everything random, which is what my current Twitch is all about today, random.
mm,
But it was much more prevalent on the days where I streamed literally Minecraft, Roblox, and when I used the laptop for the first time, by a few, but when I started having my own, I just started streaming Roblox at some point and do some other fun stuff. I
mm.
tried using Adobe Animate at one point. No one tell, but it's pirated. So okay, okay. When I had that, I don't know what I did. It never went. It never went in because my God, I did not like it. And during
Mm,
those 3 years of non VTube streaming, because I don't remember VTuber being a thing until
Mm,
2021, 20. Uh, I feel like that my laptop was not coordinating itself better when it comes to streaming, and that
mm,
same issue still persists up until early or mid 2022.
mm.
And then when it's laptop, okay, so this is starting to become a different answer for a different question that's not supposed to be. I made
Okay.
I made this
Okay.
answer completely different. So
Go
why I
on, go
switched to
on.
YouTube on Twitch for real this time is because YouTube can be quite problematic with its rules. Same goes for
Mm,
Twitch with its strange ones too, but YouTube can be very sensitive with profanity. And imagine when I try to say something, but it accidentally comes out as swearing, and all of a sudden things go hectic. Now, if you
mm.
were a monetized content creator, how would you feel if you were limited because you accidentally swore or said something that was misinterpreted as swearing by YouTube's auto-generated subtitle algorithm? If you were a monetized content creator, how would you feel?
Why do I feel like I've been attacked by Facebook that time? Okay. 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 Since you mentioned the swearing, I was share something like, okay. I was sharing because I just recently changed my name of
I
my
know.
Twitch. All right. So from that into this name. So from that I posted on my Facebook page. So I just put like kill something like something like that. It's not really swearing or anything. But the time comes like after a time or such, like, okay, I receive a warning. Why? It's swearing and threatening. Like what? It's just a description Facebook. What the fudge? I'm not even threatening the Facebook. It's like a description only. It's like a description. I'm not killing anybody. And I just received a warning like, okay, if you will continue doing this and this kind of description, we will be forced to terminate your account. Huh? What? You
One
okay,
of
Facebook?
one of my reasons why I don't use Facebook for VTubing, especially if you're more focused on, profanity, something that's not family friendly,
Mm.
which most VTubers aren't really, because
Actually, it's not really a live stream. It's only a post. Like a post. It's like a post, like with a link and description. That's all. It's not like even a live stream. And like what Facebook? I mean, I don't know. Like Facebook system today is really not that good, as well as YouTube. So it's safe to say that only Twitch is the one standing still with pretty fair base rules
I
from the.
wouldn't say they're standing still exactly, because their rules aren't exactly the best either.
Actually, for
Bias
me,
on hold on, biases on models with VTubers and IRL models. Hello, I need to mention that because that's a bit odd and biased, don't you think, Twitch?
I mean, yeah, some, but it Twitch on the general, not on the VTuber side, is that it's fairly good actually. It's fairly good. Despite they're improving their security, they're improving their styles. So I can say that maybe because some of the VTubers are not voicing out their opinions yet to Twitch. So maybe that's why Twitch doesn't really move quite well for the VTuber. But for the general, for the public, they already voice out their opinion. That's why Twitch decided to go on to improve the recommendation or the suggestions of the general.
Oh,
So I guess the safe way to approach for me as a former general streamer is that maybe the VTubers should try to tell or like put on a suggestion to Twitch that Twitch, you must do this because the streaming community here is the platform is not already a VTuber friendly. So maybe you need to improve something. that can be friendly, something like that. You know.
I feel like a reason it's not as prevalent for the VTuber side is because it is a sub community compared to Twitch being, a
Mm.
general community.
Mm.
And the
Yeah.
VTuber community is just a fraction of Twitch's community. And
Mm.
that's why it's not really common for them to voice their opinions on Twitch. However,
Mm.
there has been some controversies around Twitch for multiple occasions. I will not name each one of them because I have forgotten and I'm too lazy to research all of them. Not just that, but I'm also frustrated to know all of them at once and it just bothers.
Mm.
So Twitch VTuber side is gonna be it's very small, not
Mm.
well in comparison to like the general community. So of course
Mm.
there isn't as much voice as it is on general. That's
Mm.
my standstill point for why there was not enough voice for the VTuber side of Twitch.
Mm. But yeah, as my suggestion, it depends really on the VTubers if they want to voice out or not, because Twitch can be understanding on the suggestions of the people. So I guess you may have a shot for it, or if you want to represent most of the VTubers, you can. Like there is a suggestion box of Twitch that asking for some suggestions and to improve and such. Yeah. So basically that. It's really up to you guys. It's really up to you if you want to voice out your opinion or not. So yeah, basically that. Your avatar is kind of blinking. Is that auto blinking?
No, it's just the sensitivity on the eye blink.
Ah.
I am not sure how to fix that.
Mm.
Yeah.
So basically, we will move on to the second question because actually this is just a short one because I'm just borrowing our group podcast name. So yeah. Second question is that tell me more about the your journey of as a VTuber and how did you came up with your model?
Ah, okay. So this journey was completely wild to say the least. Because I've actually started off as the only one who did my own PNG and overlay.
Mm-hmm.
So all of them has so all the models has been either voluntarily given or helped. I've offered at best. I don't know how to say this. So yeah. So what started out for me is I drew my own overlay, which is completely weird. I it's not blinking.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've seen is that I started with an overlay that I drew myself. Same goes for the PNG, and same goes for the chatting. Even though I don't know if I actually did that or just found it through random site, but I have constantly evolved as I've attempted to remake my own PNG 2 to 4 times before
Mm-hmm.
I got a brand new PNG that was made by a wonderful artist by Sap, one of the coolest person that one of the coolest people I've ever met, and kickstarted this model, the PNG that changed a lot for me. And then as time goes by, I have gotten to another reactive PNG by a different person, and my god, it looked cute. And
Mm-hmm.
they go by Taiga_Nezumi on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
They're a really wonderful artists too. I so many friends that I've met are just cool artists.
Mm-hmm.
And this 3D model, I'm not sure if I can say it. Actually, you know what? I'm doing it. Credit where credit is due. This was made by Furukawa Miki CA, also
Mm-hmm.
known as Mickey, a wonderful friend bestie of one of my besties. I have more than two or
Mm-hmm.
three. Very depends on how you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how what my journey looks like as a virtual YouTuber. I've
Mm.
started from having simplistic overlay to having this.
Mm.
I don't want to be self-centered with my own looks, since that can come across as cocky at
Mm.
worst. So I just think of it as that this looks cute. I look somewhat at best. I'm glad that everyone that was involved in this made so much. The overlay I will not forget to mention that.
Mm.
So it wasn't a raffle, right? And at that point, they go by Mooney. I think that's how you say it.
Mooney.
The When they were at a different nickname, I don't think I should say it, but when they were under a different nickname, they hosted an overlay raffle,
Mm.
and I was one of the winners for that raffle, I believe. So I got some overlays and panels, and even during the process of entirely VTubing, I've gotten some levels of fan art. I don't
Mm.
think if I have found a fraction of them as much as I had now, but I think that it's like a constant science of improvement that you're seeing for 2 years. It's almost been 2 years since my start of virtual YouTubing. Hold on, let me go to my own Twitter and tell you when did I first join on
Mm.
Twitter. It said February 2021, but it never said the exact date. So let me type that out. Twitter join date. So let's see. If I were to type my own Twitter, and then if I try to find what my actual join date is, it's gonna be very close to mid-February. So what I'm saying is, it's been 2 years since I've started virtual YouTubing. I've constantly evolved thanks to the help of lots of people who I've mentored
Mm.
for about 2 years. I also want to mention this one VTuber supporter that's one Malaysian VTuber supporter that's also constantly interacted with me off us in for the most part. Go by Ali and Nabalu. They're a wonderful Malaysian VTuber,
Mm.
and they're like the best to communicate. But they've also supported, oh, you guessed it, supported Malaysian VTubers as well.
Mm.
I was lucky enough to talk with Alia herself, cause I've talked to, actually surprisingly is that I've talked to a lot of Malaysian VTubers, and it's really a surprising thing to know that the Malaysian VTuber community has been very wild and interesting, but in a good way, cause it's like seeing a different side of Southeast, you know?
Mm. I agreed. Agreed. Actually, I also communicate to Malaysians, VTubers like, Mina, Illumina, and Illumina. So I just communicate
Yeah.
with other two of her friends, so Limar and Ebisu. So yeah, they're really one of my close friends as well. VTuber
Mm.
friends actually.
All right.
So yeah,
You
we are.
sorry. You've interacted. You have created a podcast with those two as well, correct?
Yes, I already interviewed Limar and Ebisu as well. We had a fun night, even though some of our topics are already sidelined, but we had fun. We had fun. It was one of the best podcasts we ever did. Cause actually, VTuber podcast is not that easy actually. So it's really challenging. It's really challenging, and also me using a VTuber avatar is also a challenging because streaming at the same time using a uh model from VTuber. So it's kind of hard to balance. So yeah, it's really challenging for me. So
I'm
yeah.
guessing the challenge is the resources from your device. Am I correct on that one?
Yes, aside from the resources from the device, I am also challenging my hardware to push to the limit.
Hmm.
Because
Is
actually,
it
mm,
somewhere between low to mid tier hardware?
uh, mid to high.
Ooh.
As you can
I
see,
guess.
as you
Sorry.
can see, my VTube avatar is steady right now. So yeah, that's why, because I am pushing my hardware to the limit. So that's why. This avatar is from an internet. I just got it. It's a free use model, as long as I credit the original owner. So yeah. So it's kind of
Ooh.
really challenging because actually this avatar has some effects and stuff, but I don't know how to use the effects yet. Maybe I need a tracker or something. So yeah, I haven't. I just didn't use the I did just use the effect. It's supposed to be the one should light up and stuff. So I didn't use it.
Honestly, I can relate your struggles with using VTube Studio and finding the effects, but mine's different. So I tried finding a live 2D free to use model, and guess what? I struggled finding the correct parameters because I barely touched VTube Studio because, surprise, surprise, I don't think I know how to use them properly yet because I was primarily focused on VC phase.
Ah,
Woohoo!
VC face. Yeah, that explains your avatar sometimes stuttering.
This is the problem. My eyes are still open, but it's still showing up as blinking. That's not normal.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I was a former VC face user before, and because I see Limar and Ibisu use a VTube Studio, I transition it, and it actually is easy to use. Actually, it's easy to use. Actually, this model is kind of like stuttering because of my camera placement. So I just need to stabilize it with my finger.
Oh,
Yeah, because as you can see, sometimes it really moves because it really tracks my body, even though it will not track my fingers and stuff. So it will track my body. So once I lean forward a little, it will just go nearer and nearer. So I just need to straighten my body and stabilize it with my finger so that it will be stable enough so it won't like sway around a bit. So yeah, basically so much for that. So I know the struggles, your journey, and what is what is the embarrassing situation you did as a VTuber. And yeah, all right. So my third question is that what are your struggles of being a VTuber? What are the advantage and disadvantages?
advantages. Not able to being the advantage is you don't have to show your face. That's the golden thing about being a VTuber. You
Mm-mm.
don't show your face. Immersion breaks exist, but you can ignore through them because sometimes they're marked as sensitive content in case you don't want to see the immersion breaks. And I get that. You want to see a virtual YouTuber without looking at their face. And that's why whenever there's an immersion break, it's mostly marked as sensitive content or their face isn't shown, but it's just a different RLL photo where it's just an outskirts of the city or whatnot. So for me, my advantage is I don't have to show my
Mm-mm.
face. I get to interact with people, and my advantage is that I can just do what I like to do on a occasional basis. I would stream more, but I have to do so much, and I still have a life outside of VTubing. And this should be said, but virtual YouTubers are also human beings too. I need to point this out 86 times because I know
Make it 100 times already.
sorry, 1000 because of the
Yes.
fact that I know parasocial relationships exist no matter if you're popular or not. I've seen this happen with others, and it's irritating because they don't know that we're humans. We're
Yes,
just
yes, yes. That's
outside of
that's
this, we're humans. We're just human beings like you guys, like you viewers. We're just human beings. Just
mm
respect our boundaries like we respect yours, please.
Actually, one of the reasons why I became a VTuber is that I know many VTubers are already targeted by that kind of situations. So I decided like, okay, from being that Illumina is a former cam streamer before she became a VTuber. And so that's why I also did that. And like I transitioned, it's kind of hard actually. And Limar knows everything, the struggles I had from transitioning from being a cam streamer to a VTuber is really painful. Even deciding the name is quite painful, especially with the time constraint. So it's really hard to think. But surprisingly, I reach, and ultimately my goal is to have all VTubers not to experience those kind of things. The things you said, that parasocial or something. I one of my goal is to make all the VTubers, not the not the famous VTuber, because we cannot control them because they have their own agencies. But I am just helping other VTubers like you, the small VTubers, the other streamers who I can help. So I'm just trying my best. Although I'm a human, as you said, VTubers are also human. So I have my limits as well of helping. But I'll try my best to do everything I can to make the situation more peaceful.
Yeah, and I have also didn't mention my disadvantage yet, and this is the biggest one, where it's actually very common for like a lot of VTubers to go through. More specifically, the much smaller ones.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, I
Yeah,
agree.
and this is called the lack of viewers, and it can be very disheartening if you look at the viewer count. So if you
Mm-mm.
want to stream but you feel stressed because of your viewer count, life hack, turn it off, turn off the stats. That's literally how it feels like a surprise, and more and less stressful because you don't know what your viewer count is, and that's good. So that way you don't stress yourself out over numbers. You heard me right, numbers.
Actually, for me, I have a different theory for that. Actually, it's not, you don't need to hide your viewer count. You don't need to hide. Why? I learned that from one of the streamers, back when I was not a VTuber. I learned from one of the streamer because I applied for a Twitch team, and the requirements are quite hard. So, one of the things that they told me is that do not mind your viewers. There's no need for you to hide your viewer counts. Viewer counts are just numbers. Be who you are. Stream what you want. It doesn't matter if you have only one or two or three viewers. It's
Or zero.
fine. It's fine because it will never be zero because you're viewing your stream. Of course, it will never be zero. You need to view your stream so that you can read a chat. So it will never be a zero. So it doesn't matter if you have one or two or three. The thought is that you deliver your content properly with passion and determination. Because without that, it doesn't matter if you have like 1,000 or 5,000 viewers. If you don't have dedication, you don't have passion in delivering your content, nothing will ever come fruitful, or nothing will ever come to truth, or your content will never be wonderful as it may seem. Even though your mind is like, okay, I'll just stream because I'm a VTuber. People will love me. Okay. I have like 5,000 and such. But the thought is that you don't know what the people are thinking. Like, people think like, okay, this streamer is just delivering content like without any fruitful, no information, no dedication, no background, no backstory behind the content. Okay, we will just watch another one. We will pull out from this streamer. Like, you lost. But if you like focus on a small, like one, two, three, five viewers, and you try to communicate with them, maybe in the future you will be like, okay, the five will be 10, and so on and so forth. So yeah, basically like that. I
Yeah,
I I really learned that from my superior. There's that is one of the streamers that I really adore. She's really good. She is really good, and I'm really glad that I'm still part of the Twitch team, even though I haven't put on the banner yet. I haven't put the banner for a very long time, but I'm still member of that community, which is pretty good.
Ooh. Okay, for your response, I do agree on that. It does vary on the VTubers that has some levels of social anxiety. It can depend on the individual. I can agree with you.
Mm,
But it can also depend on which individual are we talking about.
mm,
Since you, as you said, you never know what they're thinking. And I haven't mentioned the advantage of being a small VTuber, which
mm,
is the ability to communicate with everybody. By that, I mean everyone that is watching the stream right now, because you said if it doesn't matter if you have one, two, three, five. But the best part of having like less than 10 or 30 viewers is that you can you can talk to everyone, and
mm,
even if the chat is still fast, when it's just one or five or 10 viewers talking all quickly, you can communicate to everyone because there's not like, ooh, a million viewers chatting all at once. Ooh, you can't read all of them. That's the slight disadvantage of being a big VTuber. Not to be harsh with the bigger ones, but
mm,
I feel sorry if you are unable to chat with like everyone for above 100 or 1,000 viewers. I hope that you can try your best to communicate with everyone.
mm,
Since for us smaller VTubers, we have the best advantage to communicate with
mm,
everyone and create our own tight knit community. So that way, all of us can enjoy each other.
mm.
No matter if you're a VTuber or a viewer, we can all enjoy what we all want to do. So for the
Yes.
viewers, if they enjoy having me around, and I enjoy having them around, it's like tight knitted, a very kind and tight knitted community that you and
Mm,
the viewers themselves have created. It's not
mm,
just you. There's no such. There will no, unless there is a bit of hierarchy, like the owner, or as in this case, the VTuber, which is myself, and the mods, of course, to weed out the bad apples. And the apples, they can depend on good or bad apples, but we weed out the bad apples. But other than that, we're mostly the same to each other. We treat each other with respect, and we have fun talking to each other, and we mostly do things with one another, maybe even host up an event. I don't think
mm,
I've endured those, but I have been encountering those kinds of things as a viewer, not as a VTuber, which I wouldn't say much because I really don't mind. I just stream for fun, just like I did 4 years ago.
mm.
Shall we move on to the next question?
Oh yeah, yeah, sure. Yep, yep, yeah, sure. I thought you were still sharing something. That's why I like okay, I'm just gonna wait. All right.
It's
So,
okay. It's okay.
moving on to the fourth question, you already mentioned the advantages of disadvantages. All right. So, fourth question is that if you will have a chance to meet one of the famous VTubers, let's say one of the cast of Hololive, who would it be and why?
None. It's
Wow.
funny that I don't think I prefer any Hololive VTubers aside from Gura, but that doesn't mean I want to meet any of them for
Mm-hmm.
two reasons. One, let's see, issues with like fan bases and all that. That can be quite irritating. And jealousy is not fun. It's not fun, and I hate jealousy when it comes to the fan base. It's very annoying. Second of all is anxiety. It's hard to communicate with someone that has a ton of numbers for the most part. If you have a really big gap, you
Mm-hmm.
are think of it this way. You are a new virtual YouTuber and you just have 50 followers. And then for some reason, someone with like 100,000 or 10,000, maybe even 1,000, talks to you, what do you react first glance? Scared or happy, excited, embarrassed? It all depends on the individual. So
Mm.
it mostly differs on how you react and how you feel because it can really depend on one another because of the fact that we as a community don't know what to expect when someone who is very famous communicates through you.
Mm.
That's my entire answer to this question.
Okay, okay. That was a wonderful answer to that. So I can see that you are really not into like meeting someone or such. But you want meet, but it's not really like really like I really want to meet like that and such. You're just a normal fan, which is good, which is good.
Yeah.
Not many fans are really like that. So
Ooh.
I applaud your
Ah.
courageousness.
Okay, but
Courageousness.
if we were
Mm?
talking about other VTubers, not Hololive, not cooperative, like indie VTubers, it would be my besties. Like
Mm.
literally, I would meet my besties from online to real life, given the chance. Cause I want to do stuff. I want to do things together with them at one point, maybe in near future. Cause you never know if they're willing to meet up with you in real life. Maybe you can open up new things and
Mm.
maybe get closer. And that's
Mm.
just it coming from me. This is the other answer to a different question. Yeah, that's all I can say for that.
Right, that is very good. That is a very good answer. So we will move on to our very last question. Right. So for the previous question, it was advantage, disadvantage, and your journey and your struggles. Now, for the last question, it's really simple. It's really simple. Don't worry. It's really simple. Really simple.
When you say
Really
it like
simple.
that, it's gonna be the opposite, isn't it?
No, it's really simple. Like super really simple. You can answer it in one word.
Watch me over answer that in 50 sentences.
Like it's just really one word answer. Like really easy. It's like answering a paper. Like you just need to write your name. That's all. You or if you're answering a question and you're the one receiving the test paper. Okay, just check. There. That's like that. A really simple question, right?
Right?
So, all right. For my last question is that um, if you were given a chance to design a VTuber, a 3D VTuber avatar to one of the famous, um, let's say artists from your country, would you do it or not? Why?
Or can you repeat that question?
I told you it's very easy. That's why.
Can you repeat that question?
All
I
right.
think the quality messed up a little, so.
All right. All right. I'm gonna repeat. Okay. If you were to be given a chance to create a 3D VTuber model to a famous artist on your country, would you do it or not? Why?
No. Same reason as I mentioned about having a chance to meet a popular VTuber.
Mm.
Jealousy, as I said, is not fun, and another is anxiety. But my
Mm.
third one, the added one, is possible issues with communication, because you never know
Mm.
what the individual thinks of you, or you never know if they can communicate with you or not. You never know if they're really busy or not. You don't even know if you can talk to them while they're not busy, because there's like a lot of factors with just simple communication. Like, are they busy? Are they tired? Do they want something? Do they want changes? Do they want something? And that's all there is to it. There's so many factors by just simplicity that if you think of it complicated things, if you think of everything as complicated, then my God, you will change, it will change the perspective of your world and what you see if you think things in a complicated way. Like if you think, let's see, let's give this example. So let's say I talk to someone with 10,000 followers
Mm.
and I try to offer them a drawing. Let's see. If I were to give them a sketch, how would you think they would say? What do you think they will talk? What would you think they respond? Do they want to change? Do they need some revisions? Do I need to rework from scratch? Should I actually improve on my feedback and drawings? Should I fix my communication skills? Should I stop stuttering? Those are the main examples of the factors when it comes to communication as a whole. So this adds. So if you're asking how is this related to the final question, well, if you are unable to communicate with others, then it becomes harder for you to talk to someone very popular, not just popular, but anyone in general. If you can't communicate well, because it is one of the most essential things to do when if you were to be when it comes to socialization, which ends up being difficult if you can't communicate properly. So you end up being the odd one out. But you don't need to worry about that because you're not the only one with those struggles. Sometimes there can be other people, and actually maybe me included in some time in some point. Cause when I was younger, I had struggles with communication, lack of eye contact. This is because of the fact that I had, yeah, you guessed it, a disability. Woohoo. But I like to think of it as a different ability, as what others would say.
Mm. Okay.
Also, for my disability, I had what's this called? ASD, but the diagnosis was years ago, so take it with a grain of salt. And it's not, I'm not sure if I can confirm this or not, since I could barely remember those years ago. So
Mm.
yeah, I had ASD, but I will live long as I can with the best of my challenges and think of. So let's say this: I will think of my life as a video game. The disabilities and the struggles it's an obstacle that I can avoid with a challenge by doing something specific in order to surpass that said goal or challenge.
Mm.
And that's the best thing about thinking what your life is entirely. If you think of it as a video game, you can think of the obstacles as, enemies and something to attack or surpass, overcome from, really. Because you can imagine if you were a person that has autism or ASD in that matter, if on your early stages of life, what will happen? Hmm, lack of eye contact, which is one of the common things that
Mm.
both ASD, autism, and ADHD can lack of eye contact, which is very common because can be either communications lack of communication skills, more highs on anxiety, a lot and stuff. And as you progress further, and then you are a teenager, it is still lingering,
Mm.
especially with ones who are severely autistic. That can take a toll in your life. It's not some, oh, I'm just gonna be autistic for the fun of it and just for the views and attention kind of thing. Those are serious. I wish people would stop doing those because
Mm.
autism is not a trend. It is a serious disability that can affect the person's life drastically. It is really annoying to see as a trend. So I feel offended, especially if I am the one with ASD. So from my experience with that, I used to struggle with eye contacts, communication. Literally, I just and when I grew older at some point, at the late stages of the one digit, I just go like hi, hi, hi. oh, to like a lot of people, even if it's just strangers, cause you know I know the stranger danger safety even when I was younger, but it was really hard to believe on that, cause you know when you're younger you might not understand it much because your imagination is much more childish than you are right now, which is more collective, structured, and let's say, how do I say this? Hmm. It's hard to
Okay.
explain everything. This
Right
is
there, if you're having a hard time, just like take a few minutes to take a breath. Cause I know people like you. Cause I have people that I know also suffering the same symptom as you. So if you're having a hard time explaining, just take a deep breath. No one is like pressuring you, right?
I know.
So just take a deep breath, and if you're ready to explain once again, then you can do so.
Ooh.
No need to rush. So just take a deep breath, right? Just take a deep breath, and when you're feeling ready to explain again, you can explain.
Alright. Yeah. So I forgot what I was supposed to explain. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. No worries. No worries.
I swear. So basically, from all I know, it is a bit of a struggle, but can get through that. I
Mm.
can tell you all. I want to say some fun facts about me as well. For as a little bonus, the fun facts.
Mm.
How my the name was started.
Mm.
What it entirely looks like before I was a VTuber. What and all that. So
Mm.
first fun fact about it. My name was actually created but it okay, so for the first one, the last name of this one, which is Elisa, was created by a friend of mine who wasn't even aware of the VTuber community. Hell, the name was right there before the VTuber itself existed on my part. The fact that the OC turned into a VTuber is literally crazy, and that's the second fun fact. The this is originally an original character. I think like most few VTubers, but for me, this was way back as far as 2016, 2017. The main inspiration for this is hold on. I think I need to I give you a little share screen instead of saying it in words because this is impossible to just type it all in complete words. I
Mm.
will literally share screen what I'm about to show you, and I will tell you it is not incorrect if I tell you all of this. Okay, so
Mm.
let me just share my screen and give you that primary example. And I want you to look at it for a bit. Wait, can I even share it?
Yes, you can.
I can't.
Ah, you can share the video, but you can share a share screen. Weird.
Weird. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna say it. Natsuki from Doki Doki Literature Club.
Ah,
It's literally
okay.
obvious right there. The fact when I first created her, as in myself, she was literally Natsuki. She was literally Natsuki the entire time with some edgy descriptions.
Mm.
It's literally not joking. It's literally edgy. And then I refined her a little by gotcha life. I do not want that. I do not want to go back to that community anymore.
Man.
Worst time of my life using gotcha, my nightmare. And no, not the ones where oh you spin you get cute waifus. The one where oh it's a kind of thing where you make mini figurines or some kind of characters in the form of a chibi like form. That kind
Mm.
of gotcha, which is gotcha life, gotcha studio, gotcha club, and all that. And
Mm.
then after all that, I switched to this model, which is a PNG to
Mm.
3D.
Mm.
I've actually had an original 3D before this, but even before the PNG. Hold on, I'll show you PNG that kickstarted it all. Let me give you this one. Surprise!
What?
This is my oldest 3D model to date.
Damn.
So, and this is literally from the fact that I created from. Hold up. Long time ago, really. I
Mm.
don't know how I got this. This is wild. And then here's this. It was refined many times. I don't know how many changes I had to go through this model as a whole, or even
Mm.
all of that. And all of the first two ones that I've shown, which is the oldest one and this one, I made them with Vroid Mobile. Noted
Mm.
all Vroid
Okay.
Mobile. And
All
there's
right.
a third one, but I forgot if I don't know if I downloaded it. But the current one I'm using, I don't know how she made this, but it was fun. I liked it. I was in tears of joy because I can finally express myself like this in
Mm.
a long times ever since the PNG tuber. Yeah, that's
Mm.
that's the second fun fact extended. And here's the
Extended.
final
Okay.
final fun fact. All of this can really represent in one way, and I'm gonna
Mm.
tell you this one right here. Virtual YouTubing
Mm.
is not as easy as you think it is. That's the fun. It's
Yes.
not
Yes.
easy. It's literally supposed to be the one common thing that you need to follow. It's not easy. You can't just, oh, I'm gonna make a something PNG. Just put myself with a random site that allows me to create a PNG where I can talk every time, and then something make random content just chat. No, you have to go more than just that. You need to prepare like any other streamer has done. You also need to be prepared of what you're supposed to say live. If you were recording, just like any other people or content creators would do, sometimes there's scripts, sometimes there's not, but you need to be prepared whether you have a script or not. If you're making an impromptu one, then that's fine. But if you were trying to make something with a lot of quality and I guess scripted, then you need to prepare writing down a script, which can take a lot longer than you should.
Mm.
So that's the final fun fact, which is supposed to be, the thing that should be followed all the time.
Mm.
It's
Agreed.
not
Agreed.
easy.
Yeah. I agree. As I was really listening, and yeah, most of your point, most of the things that you said made really a point. I mean, not really many VTubers can voice out their own opinion. If I just can, I would just voice
Ooh.
out. But yeah, it's hard because I started my streaming career when Twitch was established. So it's been a while. It's really been a while. But yeah, I just recently like hit affiliate around 3 years ago. So yeah, basically, and most of my friends knew me. Like they knew me, like I see my they see my face and stuff. So
Ooh.
that's why it's kind of hard for me if I will be like representing for the small VTuber streamer. So it's kind of hard, like most of my friends like, okay, that arc is not it's just recently a VTuber, so why is arc voicing out for the VTuber? If I just can, I would voice out in behalf of the other VTubers, but I can't because as I said that my friends have like will be confused and stuff. So I'm just keeping a low profile as a VTuber with
You need to low profile.
yeah.
I think I need to tell you, even if you have you that you don't need to be low profile. I need to tell you, it's okay. You can always help them explain because, in a way, you are spreading what the community is like on an outsider perspective, so that once they get in, they can see how and why it's fun. So that way, it allows them to see more and understand more about the community itself. This is my point. But I'd like to ask a question from you. You said
Mm?
most of the points that you agree on, right? Is there any points that you would even slightly disagree on? Because I would love to hear it coming from you.
Let's. I would. I guess it would be. It would be. What was the word again? I forgot. I should have taken notes. Um. I there is one thing that I disagree, but I really forgot the statement because I base from the things that you said. I forgot to take particular of that specific statement. But it's really just a small issue. It's just contradict with my beliefs and stuff.
Mm.
So yeah,
Is
nothing
it
really.
relating to the anxiousness of like with the let's see the social anxiety with viewer counts? Is that the point, or is it a different one?
The viewer point, yeah, I kind of disagree with you. As I said, with my superior and the one who inspired me, is that's really contradict on what you said.
True.
Yeah.
Maybe
So,
maybe I do agree with you on that. It can be
mm,
contradictory.
mm,
It can
yeah.
depend on the individual, as I've said. So we can just agree or disagree on that one. It can depend on someone.
Mm,
So yeah, that's just it. That's all I can say with that back. It can
mm-mm.
yeah.
Okay, no worries. So most of the questions are already answered, so it's like a small podcast. But before I'll give the ending remarks, is there anything you like to say? As this is a recorded podcast.
Okay, here's one thing that I'd like to say. VTubers are cool. Malaysian VTubers, Philippine VTubers, Singapore VTubers, all of you are cool. I like the fact that this community as a whole has started letting me create more friends online. And I appreciated the fact that I have gotten so much opportunities by others and
Mm-mm.
how I have actually grown from a lot. So much
Mm-mm.
time has
Ahem.
changed since I first joined the Malaysian VTuber community by Filipino
Okay.
VTubers perspective. So
Mm.
so much things so much things were happening. There was so much ups and downs for me, but I like to think of them as a challenge that I can go through. Not even if I can fail something, but that's okay because you're not perfect. No one is. You don't need to be a perfectionist to be satisfied. You
Yes.
can disagree with me on that, but I believe that there will be at least a singular flaw, fatal or non fatal. It can depend with the person. The flaw can depend on the person and how they react and everything. No one is perfect. Nothing is perfect. There's a little bit of flaw in everything, and that's okay. It makes us unique, and that's what makes us a person. That what makes us human, and that's what makes us an entirely unique species with completely different beliefs and different personalities, attitude, behavior, you name them all. That's what makes us different from one another. The flaws that we have can differ to one another, to another, to another, to another. That's the kind of things that you have to deal with a flaw. You can literally you can use them as your advantage as well, therefore allowing you to turn that flaw into your own strengths. And that's what I like to believe on. I like to turn my flaws to my strengths so I could surpass that overcome the fears I've had and grow and improve not just as a VTuber but as a person. So that way I can improve my communications with so much people that I don't need to struggle with stuttering or accent or language barriers. That's why I've been learning a few languages. Or at least planning to, like Japanese, so I could communicate within Japanese community. So for me, Your flaw can be your flaw can be your strength. Don't be scared to show off that you have a flaw, unless if it's devastating. You need to improve on. That's why if you have a flaw, let's say you are unable to properly communicate, you can overcome that and make that your strength when it comes to not just content but also levels of communication. And that's just it from me.
Agreed. That was a wonderful ending remarks from our guest, guys. So, for my closing remarks, I'm gonna borrow one quote from One Piece. So yeah. So those who stand at the top determine what's wrong and what's right. This very place is neutral ground. Justice will prevail, you say, but of course it will. Whoever wins this war becomes justice. That is from Don Quixote Flamingo One Piece. So basically, guys, that quotation tells us that if you are in the top, um if you're in the top, you have the right to determine what's wrong and right. But for us the human being, we should not act. For me alone is that I'm gonna disagree with that, because we should be all equal. Not because we're the top we have the right to govern people who is down to us, right? So basically, we are all equal, so we know how to determine what's wrong or right, because it's every human basic nature that we know that we did the right thing or we did the wrong thing, right? So basically, it's really up to you, but that quote really inflects on every person's life, actually, guys. So
Mm.
it not really applies to only us. It may be applied to people who have higher rank than us, because they think they are superior than us because of their rank, right? But what I said is that we are all equal, okay? So the quotes may have a life lesson, but as I said, all of us should be treated equal, despite the ranks and everything, right? So, that will be all for the 25th podcast. So this is Arc. So delivering you with a mini podcast, an unofficial one. Yeah. On behalf of the Star and Party Committee, Miss Iri, we would like to thank you for accepting our sudden invitation to be a guest to our 25th podcast.
Sudden, it was normal for me because
Yeah,
I
it,
can.
it
It is normal. Don't worry. Every sudden thing can be normal. Since
yes.
I don't care if it's sudden, I can go just fine unless if it's weekdays. Because as I said, busy.
Well, it's still a sudden, because we didn't do, and I didn't create any posters or such, and I didn't post anything. So it still falls to being a sudden podcast. So yeah. Yeah, once again, thank you so much for being here in this podcast, as well as our guests, as our third wait, us, or let's see,
Third
third,
YouTuber. I wait.
yeah,
Yeah.
third Malaysian VTuber to
Oh,
be
Malaysian.
interviewed.
Third.
Malaysian slash PH, guys.
I'm more of a Philippine VTuber. I've never been
Uh,
directly Malaysian, but I have been talking to Malaysian VTubers.
yeah,
Correction, I'm
yeah.
half Malaysian. I've
She,
never had any
she,
involvement with
she is
Philippines.
she is a half Malaysian in
I'm
in
not even
mindset.
half.
In mindset only, guys. It mindset only, okay? In mindset
Oh
only.
my.
In mindset only. In mindset. Just mindset, guys, okay? It's not really a real Malaysian, but only in mindset, okay, guys? She is
Oh
a
my.
PH VTuber, alright? A
Oh my.
PH
Oh
VTuber,
my.
guys. So, alright? So, once again, this is Arc. ending you with the 25th podcast. And once again, here is our guest for today from all the way from Philippines, Miss Irisa. Bye guys. Thank
Bye.
you.